So we all hear about how AI is going to completely change the way we work, right? But what does it actually take for a real organization to adapt? Well, a fascinating new study gives us a peek behind the curtain, and it reveals something critical. There's a massive difference between just talking about AI and actually building a culture that can master it. This investigation, which was published in Computers and Education Open, decided to zoom in on Sweden. And that's a brilliant choice, really. As one of the most digitally advanced nations on the planet, it's the perfect living laboratory to see the future of organizational change as it happens, whether you're in a university or a global corporation. And at its heart, the study is tackling a question that is on every single leader's mind right now. How do we get past just buying the fancy new software and actually build an organization that thrives with AI? This isn't just some academic thought experiment. It's a real-world practical challenge for all of us. It's so tempting to think the solution is just more technology, right? More tools, another platform subscription. But this research pulls back the curtain and shows that the real challenge, the thing that's holding most organizations back, is actually much, much deeper than that. It all comes down to this concept called institutional lag. You know the feeling. The world is moving at light speed, but your organization's processes, its culture, its structure, it all feels like it's stuck in the past. Even when everyone has the best intentions, the old ways of doing things create this powerful drag that just slows everything down. So what does this lag look like in the real world? Well, it means AI training ends up being a bunch of one-off workshops. It's totally fragmented, feels disconnected from the company's actual mission, and it only ever seems to reach the same few tech enthusiasts, while everyone else is kind of left wondering what's going on. So, how do you even start to figure this out? The researcher, Dr. Ozturk, used a really sharp three-lens toolkit to diagnose what was actually going on under the surface. Let's break down this framework, because honestly, it's something you could use to analyze almost any organization trying to change. First up, we have the lens of institutional logics. This is all about looking at the invisible forces that shape every single decision. It's that constant tug of war between tradition and the pressure to innovate, between sticking to the old playbook and responding to what the market demands. It asks the question, what really drives the decisions around here? Next, there's the socio-technical systems lens. This is a simple but really profound idea. People and technology are completely tied together. You can't just drop a new AI tool into a team and expect magic to happen. For it to have any real impact, it has to be woven into the daily routines, the unwritten rules, and the culture of the team. And the final piece of this toolkit is the capability approach, which might just ask the most important question of all. It says it's not enough to just offer a training course. Do people have the actual, real-world opportunity, the time, the support from their boss, the psychological safety, to apply what they've learned? Or does it just become forgotten knowledge? Okay, so armed with this powerful three-lens toolkit, what did the study actually find when it looked at some of Sweden's leading universities? Let's get into the results, because this is where some really clear and frankly surprising patterns started to emerge. Instead of just a random mix of different approaches, the researcher found that these institutions naturally sorted themselves into three distinct groups or profiles based on just how deeply AI was being embedded into their operations. The study measured what it calls the density of institutionalization signals, which, okay, is a bit of a mouthful. But basically, it's just a way of asking, how visible and how structured is the AI strategy here? And the results showed this huge variation, from organizations where it was very obvious and high density, all the way down to places where it was barely visible at all. And this table just breaks it all down so perfectly. You can see exactly how those three profiles performed across our three lenses. I mean, look at the high density column. You see proactive alignment, deep integration, structured training. Now just slide your eyes over to the low density column. Ad hoc initiatives, tool-focused, very few incentives. It's night and day. The high-density institutions, like Lund University and Örebro University, treated AI as a core strategic mission. This wasn't just an IT project for them. Their strategy was clear, their training was part of a whole ecosystem of support, and they really put an emphasis on empowering their staff with solid guidance. And then you have the complete opposite, the low-density group, which included places like Jönköping and Umeå University. Here, the training was mostly ad hoc, totally standalone. The whole focus was just on learning a specific tool, not on strategy, and there was no clear owner or support system to make sure the change would stick.
So here it is, the single most important point. Success with AI isn't about how many workshops you run. It is all about the quality of the institutionalization, how deeply you embed AI strategy into the very DNA of your organization. It's about building a system, not just hosting an event.
So what this study really gives us is a clear three-step blueprint for what actually works. Number one, strategic alignment. You have to connect AI training to your core mission. Number two, system integration. Weave AI tools and skills right into daily routines. And number three, real empowerment. And I mean real empowerment. Give people the time, the resources, and the freedom to actually use what they've learned. The study's author, Dr. Selchin Osterkchin, just has it perfectly right here. What makes all the difference is whether you make training a stable core part of the organization, whether you align it with how people actually get their work done, and, crucially, whether you make it realistically possible for everyone to participate. And that really leaves us with a final thought to take away. If you used this three-lens toolkit, if you looked at your own organization's institutional logics, its socio-technical systems, and the real capabilities of its people, how would it measure up? Is it truly set up for success in the age of AI?